And so from the text that was read in your hearing, I want to preach from this subject thought or theme, freedom from fear. Freedom from fear. There was a movie years ago entitled The Hand That Rocked the Cradle. The entire movie was built around fear, invading a home which is supposed to be a safe home. A mother trying to protect her family. Anxiety creeping in every day in the household. Fear affecting her mind, her emotions, and all because there was a lack of peace on the inside. And while most of us have never really lived through this Hollywood thriller, the reality is that many of us know what it feels like to carry fear silently. Fear about our children. Fear about our finances. Fear about our health. Fear about our future. Fear because of trauma. Fear for what happened yesterday. Fear from what might happen tomorrow. Most of us know how to shout when we come to church while still fighting fear privately. Some of us know how to smile publicly while panicking internally. And can I tell you something this morning? Fear does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes fear hides in overthinking. Sometimes fear hides in worrying. Sometimes fear hides in sleepless nights, nervousness, isolation, control issues, or constantly expecting something bad to happen. But today, as we celebrate Mother's Day, we are not just honoring women who gave birth. We are honoring women who gave strength. Some women in this room have carried babies. Some have carried families. Some have carried ministries. Some have carried grandchildren. Some have carried broken people until they could stand on their own again. Some of us are here because of a praying mother that covered us. Others are here because of an honorary mother who stepped in and did the work of a mother. Some women have never gave birth to a child naturally, but spiritually, they have influenced a child emotionally, sacrificially. They stood in the gap just like a mother. And can I tell you why the enemy hates mothers so much? Because mothers carry influence. If he can attack the mind of a mother, he can stir up trouble in the atmosphere of the house. That is why so many mothers smile while carrying silently the pressures of life. Precious to hold everything together. Precious to be strong for everybody else. Precious to keep praying even though they're tired. Precious to survive heartbreak without falling apart. But today, God sent a word to remind every woman in this room, every woman that logged in online, you don't have to live under the control of fear. One thing the enemy understands, if he can fill your spirit with fear, he can weaken your faith. That is why Paul writes this letter to Timothy during a season of pressure, opposition, and uncertainty. Timothy, Brother David, he's gifted. He's called by God and he's anointed, but apparently he's also struggling with this word called fear. And what makes the text even powerful, Brother Tony, is that Timothy himself was shaped by faithful women. Paul tells us in the text that Timothy's faith first lived in his grandmother Lois and his mother Eunice. Every time I read that text, I can reflect back on my grandmother and my mother. If it had not been for my grandmother forcing me to go to Bible study, VPK, all of those things that church had to offer, I would not be here today. And then she transferred the torch to my mother. Every time I wake up, I used to watch my mother reading her Bible. She could not get out of the bed without reading her Bible. Before she moved, she prayed to God because it was her prayers that interceded when I was going down the wrong road. And so Paul tells Timothy about this faith that was first seen in his grandmother and his mother. In other words, Timothy became who he was in the Lord.